cut off. So this is going to be part 3 of Sex Game. I should fix 7 mistakes I should fix back in time. Now, coming at number 1, but before I get to number 1, let me finish up on number 2. Number 2, how do I know the information that I know today? Like, if you take the Alexander right now in 2020 and you put him 14 years back into the past, do you realize I would have not gotten rejected 10 to 11 times? See, most men on YouTube, they act like they're super tough and they act like they're a Robocop or they're a Terminator, no feelings, no emotions. I actually have feelings and emotions. It may not look like it may not seem like it, but I do have feelings and emotions. I'm going to make another YouTube video maybe in 3 or 4 days later called Sex Game Assholes Actually Do Have Feelings. Because there's some people who think that when you get called an asshole, that people think you don't have no feelings or no emotions. All men, young men, old men, black or white, don't matter. All men have feelings and emotions. Think about it. If you took the Alexander right now in 2020 and you took the Avengers time machine and you went 14 years back into the past, I would sit down my younger self, a younger version of me that was in my 20s at that time, and tell him all the stuff that I would soon have to encounter. Like before I got a job at the Los Angeles Coliseum, before I got to Top Shop Top Man, or my job in Santa Monica, or my job at Disneyland. I would have told him all the stuff he needs to be prepared for. So when it actually happens, we won't be 1 or 2 or 3, but we'll be like 4 to 5 steps ahead of the game. Same thing with the incident that happened at Top Shop Top Man. I think we all can say that had I done things different, I probably would have done things different. But that's a part of life. It's called mistakes. It's called regrets. Some people call it your biggest fuck ups. Everybody has them. Everyone's human. Coming in at number 1 is my mother, my mom. There's not one single day that goes by that I don't get up every single morning and go to sleep 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. It's not a day that goes by that I think about how my mom's not here. She lost her battle with breast cancer. That's not me bullshitting you. That's not me blowing smoke up your pipe. That's actually me being 100% serious. She passed away in 2017, and she's not here anymore. And in a way, even though I have the money, the looks, money, status, game, whatever you want to call it, even though I accomplished and I got all of that, in a way I still failed. I still got cheated. My mom never saw me get my first job, my second job, my third job, my fourth job. My mom never saw me get hit on by all the fine looking women at the Coliseum, Top Shop, Top Man at the Grove, Santa Monica. My mom never got to see any of that. So if I was to get married and have kids, my mom will never get to see her kids, her great great grandkids. She'll never get to ever see that. My mom will never get to see me have great fun interactions with women. Not just the girl that I got rejected by 4 times and I fucked it up. Like most men would just blame everything on the woman and not take no responsibility. I take responsibility. Did I fuck up 4 times? Yes, I did fuck up 4 times. Did I make 4 mistakes at Top Shop Top Man when I crushed on this girl? Yes, one of the mistakes was I crushed too big. And I was told by my security supervisor, you need to take care of your business outside the workplace, not inside the workplace, because it's a place of business, it's a work of business. We're here to make money. And you see, when you're in your early 20s or late 20s or early 30s, you sometimes make mistakes. You sometimes fuck up. And sometimes it's like what Shaquille O'Neal said. Sometimes you have to mess up 2 or 3 times before you can win the NBA championship. In this case, we're not talking about no NBA championship. I'm talking about it takes a while for you to understand how to actually make money and then how to find a balance within making money and getting a social life. Somewhere in my future, we're probably going to end up getting a passport and going to foreign countries and date women. Because here, we figured out how to make money, we figure out how to get status, we figure out how to kick ass and take names. But what we ain't figured out is when people ask us this $1 billion question that we don't have an answer for, when they say stuff like, how come you ain't got no girlfriend? How come you ain't married with no kids? Well, what I'm supposed to tell them, I got rejected 10 to 11 times in high school. Well, they can say, that's 14 years ago. It's 2020. You're 34 years old. You ain't got no excuses. And for the vast majority, they actually might be correct on that. I should not have no excuses. See, this is called Sex Game 7 Mistakes that I should fix back in time. Like if there was a time machine, or if I had Barry Allen's powers, his super speed to go back into the past, I would tell myself, my younger version, don't do this when you go to the Los Angeles Coliseum. Don't do this when you spend 1 year and 6 months, or you could say 2 years at Top Shop, Top Man. Don't do that shit. Don't do this to this girl. Don't talk to that girl. I would have done things much different. There would have been at least 5 girls I would have never talked to in the first place at my first job and second job. And then there were girls that I should have talked to and waited until the last minute to talk to. So as a bonus, you actually could say there's actually it should technically be 8 mistakes. So technically it should be 8 regrets, 8 fuck ups, because there were girls that did talk to me and I didn't want to talk to them, and Key Richie's on YouTube tried to tell a whole bunch of this. And me and him argue about this last year on YouTube. It's well documented. He's a big YouTuber. I'm a big YouTuber. We speak to each other every once in a while. And he tried to tell me, like he tells some of you younger guys, the vast majority of women, not all, but some, the women you find physically sexually attractive just do not like you. And that was one of my fucking problems. I liked the girl, but the girl didn't like me back. I found her physically sexually attractive. She did not find me physically sexually attractive. And at that time, I was going to the gym. I was bigger, stronger, faster, athletic. I was going to the gym. I had money. And to me, it's like, well, I'm doing the right stuff, so what is the damn problem? The problem is she don't like me. And you can't make somebody that don't like you like you. It's a part of life. It's a part of the game. Some men like it, some men don't like it. Some men can't stand being attracted to a woman, and then the woman just don't find no attraction for them. It happens to all of us. It happened to my father, my grandfather. It happened to my uncle 8 times. For me, high school, I got rejected 10 to 11 times. Yeah, I got rejected 10 to 11 times in high school 14 years ago. See, when you get in your 40s, your 50s, your 60s, you're going to look back and you're going to laugh at some of the stupid, childish stuff that you did in high school and college. You're going to laugh at the stuff that you did in your 20s. You're going to laugh at the stuff that you did in your 30s. And you're going to say, man, I was stupid back when I was at Top Shop, Top Man. And there'll be some guys at the bar saying, man, what the fuck was wrong with you? What was you thinking when you talked to that girl? Like, what was going through your mind when you crushed on her that big when you wasn't supposed to? They're called mistakes. They're called regrets. Some call them fuck-ups. These are my 7 mistakes, my 7 regrets, my 7 fuck-ups. See, it takes a real man to come on camera and actually have to actually, what's the word they have in comedy? Unzip yourself and show the real self. So you're seeing a real extension of Alexander Oden. You're not seeing Alexander the filmmaker, Alexander the YouTube superstar, or the martial artist or the fitness person. You're seeing Alexander the human being. You're getting an extension of who I really am, good and bad. We all make mistakes. All men and women make mistakes. We're all human. And if someone says I don't make mistakes, then you must be an alien from another alien planet, because here on planet Earth, doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman, young or old, black or white, we all make mistakes. Excuse me. And I wouldn't feel right making YouTube videos and then I don't ever address the issue, because sometimes people might say, yeah, what the hell happened back then? So it's documented. It's on camera. I mean, you know why I put stuff on camera? Well, one, you might want to sit down in your 40s or 50s or 60s and you want to look back at all my videos and say, I should have never said that on camera. Oh, I should have said this on camera. Oh, I should have edited that. Oh, I should have edited this. That's why I put it on camera. Number two, I got the idea from Iron Man. You know, you saw Avengers Endgame. You saw how that whole 10-year trilogy came to an end. And he kind of felt that one day he might, Iron Man might, you saw the ending conclusion. I don't have to tell you. Well, I got the idea from that. Why I'm making YouTube videos somewhere in here, if I ever get kids or grandkids, it might be 10, 15, 20 years from now. It could be when I'm in my 40s. It could be when I'm in my 50s. It could be when I'm in my 60s. And one day they might be on the internet in the near future. I'm pretty sure 20 or 30 years from now, the advanced technology that we have will be 20 times more than what we have right now. And somewhere in that 20-year future, whether I'm around or not around, my kids or grandkids, if I ever get any, they will eventually stumble across these YouTube videos. They will stumble across it. Somehow, some way, they will see these videos, good and bad. 50% of the people will tell my kids and grandkids in the future, I was a great man, I was smart, I was intelligent, I kicked ass and take names. And the other 50% will say he's an asshole, he's a jerk. He never got the picture. He always said and done stuff and never thought about it. They're going to get a little bit of both. So my future kids and grandkids, they will see this. Now, if my mom was alive today, in the present of 2020, she would be angry and disappointed that I'm on social media, that I'm on the internet. Because my mom's philosophy was you shouldn't have to become rich and famous to physically sexually attract women. You shouldn't have to be on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram or YouTube to be trying to get women's attention. My mom asked me to do three simple things and three simple things. Number one was get a job. We did that correct. Number two, stay out of trouble. We did that correct. You don't see me get in trouble with the police. But there's one thing that we still make a mistake and we still fuck up on. And that is trying to understand what my mother means by learn how to try to get to know the girl first. Become her friend first. And then wait for her to tell you yes or no that she find you physically, sexually attractive. Not force yourself like all these other men and then they wonder why they get rejected 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times. Now, we haven't gotten rejected as much, but if I was to talk to a girl today in present day 2020, I'm pretty sure I probably might get rejected maybe 3 or 4 times. So this video is not to make anyone feel bad. It's called a video for thought. You might see this video 5, 10, 15 years from now resurface, and you might click on it and wonder what I'm saying in the video. All I'm talking about is my 7 regrets, my 7 mistakes. And I already told you it actually should be 8. 8 mistakes, 8 fuck ups. Most men don't like to talk about it because it's embarrassing, it's humiliating, it's hard to admit when you fucked up. It's hard to actually look into the camera, look into someone's eyes, and say, back when I was in my 20s or my 30s, I did that same thing you're trying and I fucked up and didn't have no success. So we don't want to be that guy in his 40s or 50s saying, I could have did that, I should have did this, I should have tried that, but I never tried it. Or I tried it, but I fucked up. There was another way I could have done it, but I never done it. So it takes a real man to come on camera. Now, did I fuck up my opportunity with the girl at Top Shot Topping? Most definitely. Now, is that a license to learn? Yes, it is. Like Chucky said in Child Play, life sucks. And it sucks because my mom's not alive. If my mom found out I was on YouTube, she'd be happy that I got popularity. I got my 15 minutes of fame. But she would also be very angry and disappointed that I'm actually using it to make people notice me when she would just want me to just get the house, get the car, make the money. And then if you have to get a passport and go talk to foreign women, then you do it. But she would have preferred me to at least try to do it the way she asked me to do it. So I'm just trying to explain to you that I don't have a mom. I don't have a grandma. They both passed. My grandma passed to complications, and that was in 2012. My mom passed away in 2017. So my grandma and my mom have never seen me get my first job, my second job, my third job, my fourth job, or my interactions with women. Because when my mom was here right now, my mom would probably be the first one out of everyone to pop me upside my head and go, "What the fuck are you doing at the damn job? Trying to get some girl that don't like you to like you." She'd be the first one to pop me upside my head. She would probably get in the car, come all the way down to Top Shop, Top Man at the Grove, and pop me upside my head and go, "Don't let me hear from any of the managers that you doing the same bullshit again." And so when people be asking, "What's wrong with this man?" or "What's wrong with that woman?" sometimes it bothers me that everybody else have a mother and a grandmother, and I don't have one. They passed before I got successful. So I am like Iron Man from the Iron Man movie. Iron Man don't have his mom and father if you look at the movie. Yeah, he accomplished everything, but it bothers him. You see how he went back in time and had a great moment with his father? Yeah, that's a part of me is Iron Man. A part of me is Captain America. You see how in Avengers that Avengers and Avengers on Vortron, where Tony Stark told Steve Rogers maybe you should have just got a life like a normal person instead of just being a superhero, a super soldier. Yeah, part of me is Captain America, a man out of time. I am Captain America because when people look at me like, how come this guy can't understand how social media works? Why is it taking him 14 years to understand it? I am Captain America. I am Iron Man. Yeah, I may have all the success, but no mom, no grandma, no grandfather. I outlived them and I got successful, but they never got to see me become successful. So when I get kids and grandkids, it's like I still failed because they're not here to see me do it. So what do I tell my future kids and grandkids if I actually get them? What I'm supposed to tell them? You had a grandmama and you had a great grandmama and then you had a godmama, but they all passed before your time. Is that what I'm supposed to tell them? That's not one of my greatest strengths. That's one of my greatest weaknesses. So in a way, even though I got the looks, the money, the status, even though women now find me physically, sexually attractive today, but not back then, in a way, I still fucking failed. To y'all, I didn't fail, but to someone who who's experienced it, I failed. So then, peace.